Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog.stampwithelaine.com and welcome to episode 9 of 12 in my Countdown to Christmas series. This week I have another gift card holder with a bespoke envelope. This is made with a wrapped in plaid designer series paper. It's really two projects in one. There's a gift card so that you can put a credit card type gift card in there. It fits into this gift card envelope, and then you can tie it up and slip a little ribbon over it. Oh, there you go. So I'll show you how I made it. I'm using the Elfie cling set for the gift card, and for the tag I'm using the Itty Bitty Christmas stamp set. This stamp set also has some coordinating dies. You can stamp a background and use the dies as an overlay, and these are really useful greetings. There's a to and from there which I'm going to be using on the tag here. I'll run through the inks we need: Shaded Spruce, Cherry Cobbler, Tuxedo Black, Memento ink, and rather a lot of stamping blends. This is the Shaded Spruce combo, Cherry Cobbler combo, Mango Melody combo, and the Ivory skin tone. So for the gift card base we need a piece of Cherry Cobbler, 5 1/8 by 4 1/4 inches. That's 13 centimeters by 10.8 centimeters. And with the long side at top you score at 2.5 and 2 5/8 inches. So in metric that will be 6.4 centimeters and 6.7 centimeters. And the reason for that is that when you have this right fold here to contain the credit card, it creates a bit of bulk, so you need that extra here. Now for the gift card insert, this measures in Whisper White 5.5 by 4 inches. In metric that's 14 centimeters by 10.2. So with the long side at the top you score at 2 1/4, 2 3/4, and 3 1/4. In metric that will be 5.77 centimeters and 8.2 centimeters. The first fold is a valley fold, the next one is a mountain fold, and the last one is a valley fold. Okay, so turn it on its back, and we want to put double-sided tape right on the end between the two score lines. Between these 3 score lines, not 2 score lines. Okay, so I'll take the tape away. And then sandwich that together so that you have an upright there. I'm going to set that aside now while I run through the rest of the cardstock layers. For the front you need a Shaded Spruce matte layer. This measures 4 inches by 2 1/4 inches. In metric that's 10.2 by 5.7. The shimmery white cardstock measures 3 3/4 inches by 2 inches. In metric that's 9.5 by 5 centimeters. For the tag you need a piece that is 2 inches by 3.5 inches. To make the envelope you need a 6 by 6 inch wrapped in plaid designer series paper and some scraps of Cherry Cobbler to make these tabs. By way of punches you need the classic label punch, the delightful tag topper punch, a 1/2 inch circle punch, and the 1/16 inch handheld circle punch, which has retired. If you don't have one, then just use a piercing tool to make the hole By way of embellishments, you need the cherry cobbler 3/8 inch or 1 centimetre striped ribbon, some jingle bells and the metallic brads. You'll start off by making the envelope first, so pick any side because it's a 6-inch square anyway. So I'm going to have the reindeer facing the right way. Start scoring at 1.5 inches and 4¼ inches. Then rotate it 90 degrees and score it at 1/2 inch. Whoops. And 5 inches. I'm going to burnish the lines because it's rather hard to see. So we're going to do a bit of cutting. Now I'm going to angle that cut like so, and do the same on this side. And then now I want to cut the top of my envelope, so where does that go? I'll cut it there, that's the flap. And then cut that at a slight angle and do the same on this side. Next I'm going to make these tabs, okay? So I'll punch a hole first. I'll need 2, and then centre the 1/2 inch circle punch over that hole, and I need 1 extra. Then on one of the tabs I'm just going to put some adhesive and pop it over the flap that is wider, so that will be the one on the left. Now I've got a guide to punch another hole through the previous hole I punched. Grab a brad and pop it through. Now I'm going to put my scissors to pinch the brad, and that means it will allow me a little bit of tolerance when I wind the thread through. It won't be flush to the paper. Right, while it's still there, pop some double-sided tape over it, and that will keep the brad in place, the prongs of the brad in place. Take that off, take the backing tape off that as well. Alright, glue that down first and then glue the bottom flap down. So do the same for the top now. Put the flap down so you can see where that should go. So just a bit of glue around there. And then punch the hole. Pop my brad through. Scissors underneath. Separate the prongs. Glue on this disc here. and glue it to that to make it nice and neat and tidy. I forgot to mention we need linen thread as well. I've wound my linen thread through one of these pegs because it was giving me grief, those packets. So tie it around this bit here. Make a double knot to make sure it doesn't come apart. Then you can wind that round. We'll do that later. So that's essentially the envelope finish. Tackle the insert. Now first I'm going to do a bit of stamping. What did I do here? I stamped the sentiment in shaded spruce. Stamp the little stars here. Next I'm going to punch the aperture. So what I want to do is line up the pointy bit of the classic label punch right there on the line, line it up on the line, and I'm lining the right edge of the punch with the right edge of the cardstock. Okay, and then I'm going to move it over and do the same on this side. That pointy end is in line with the edge of the fold of the cardstock. And punch. It's okay if it's not lined up because then you can neaten it. I need to get a card to make sure it's going to fit in, so I'm just doing it by eye. You need to cut it a little bit. Now I can bring in my card and pop it in here. So I want this upright fold right in the middle, in that 1/8 inch tolerance I've given the card. Okay, I'm going to fold that over and remove the backing paper. Make sure it's the right way up. So I want that in there like so. And I'm going to fold that over. Okay. And then on this side, remove the tape again. And fold that over, so that these two ends meet up. Put your card in there, like so. Now comes the fun bit, and that's some stamping and colouring. So I'm going to stamp that in Tuxedo Black Memento ink. Do the colouring off camera, otherwise it will take too long. It also means I can take the weight off my feet because I stand to film and my back's killing me. So I've finished my colouring. I've done the barber's pole, the top with the mango melody, the Santa's Workshop sign, the bell, the hair and his buttons in mango melody, the trim and the pole in cherry cobbler, and the rest of the elf in shaded spruce. And then I've just coloured in his cheeks and his ears with a touch of the ivory skin tone. A little bit more stamping to do, and pray that it's going to be straight. I can glue that on now to the shaded spruce mat. Leave an even border all round, and then make sure that's the front of the card, and glue that on as well. Last thing to do is the tag. I'm just going to take this sentiment to from there, down here. So that's what it should look like, and this is the envelope, so I'll just do the envelope up so I can trim off the linen thread because it's much too long. Cut off about 18 inches of ribbon, and I'll just show you how I tied the bow. I threaded it from the back, okay, then I wrapped it round, and I also threaded it from the top so it goes through the same hole, like so, and then you just tie a knot in the bell. Leave enough room for the bell to hang down, say about an inch. Thread the bell in like that. And there's the project finished. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial, and you'll find all the links to the supplies I use below this video in the Show More section. You can find me on Facebook, Pinterest or Instagram. I'm going to put all the measurements in my blog, so if you hop over to my blog you'll see all the measurements there. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon. Bye!